Hello, you're watching VNA News Bulletin. I'm Bảo Ngọc from Hanoi, and now the highlights as usual. Party General Secretary Nguyen Trong visits Phú Yên province. Export value of Agroforestry aquatic products is $10 billion. Painter Nguyen devotes whole life to wooden carvings. On May 3rd, Party General Secretary Nguyen Trong visited the central province of Phú Yên to inspect the deployment of resolutions of the 12th National Party Congress and the Provincial Party Congress, as well as the performance of socio-economic development tasks. Working with provincial leaders, the party leader applauded Phú Yên Party Organization for its proactive study and implementation of the 12th National Party Congress, as well as thorough preparations for the elections of deputies to the 14th National Assembly and People's Councils at all levels. He urged the provincial authorities to correctly evaluate its advantages and difficulties, as well as shortcomings, so as to define development orientations for the coming time. General Secretary Trong acknowledged Phú Yên proposals on investment attraction and resource support to carry out key projects, thus creating a momentum for socio-economic development in the province and southern central region as a whole. Earlier, the party leader paid a fact-finding trip to Sơn Hà, one of the two communes with the most outstanding performances in building new-style rural areas in the mountainous district of Sơn Hòa. During his meeting with commune authorities, party members and residents, General Secretary Nguyen Trong praised Sơn Hà Party Organization's efforts to yield the implementation of different solutions to stabilize and develop the local economy, remove obstacles, and create favorable conditions for production and business activities, and improve living conditions for local people. He applauded the Sơn Hà Party Organization's timely and effective deployment of party directives and resolutions, and concretized them into specific action plans. The party chief expressed his hope that the party organization and people of Sơn Hà commune will continue to uphold the revolutionary tradition, restructure production, complete the building of new-style rural areas, and maintain social order and security, alongside with building a stronger and more transparent party organization and political system. Traineeship Barato of the Korea Coast Guard, with 124 officers and 45 crew members, docked at Tiên Sa Port in the central city of Da Nang on May 3rd, beginning its 4-day friendship visit to Vietnam. The visit is designed to enhance mutual understanding and trust between the Coast Guard forces of Vietnam and the Republic of Korea. During their stay, the ship commanding officers will pay courtesy visits to leaders of Da Nang People's Committee and Vietnam Coast Guard High Command. They will also exchange experience in responding to maritime pollution incidents and joint sport competitions with officers of Vietnam Coast Guard Zone 2. This is the third visit to Vietnam by the ship of the Korea Coast Guard. Vietnam's export earnings from agroforestry aquatic products in April were estimated at $2.97 billion, bringing the 4-month figure to over $10 billion, up 11% against the same period last year.
In the first 4 months of this year, Vietnam shipped 2.06 million tons of rice abroad, up 11.8%. The average export price of coffee dropped 18.3% year-on-year. However, the export value of coffee in the period rose 18.2% to reach $1.16 billion due to the fact that the coffee export volume recorded a sharp increase of 44.6% to 681,000 tons. Germany and the US remains the biggest coffee importers of Vietnam. The paper exporter earned $569 million from shipping abroad 70,000 tons of products, up 28.3% in terms of volume, but down 14.6% in value. Tea exports saw a decline of 3% in volume to reach 32,000 tons, generating $47 million, down 12.2%. Exports of key forestry products reached $2.25 billion, a yearly rise of 4.3%. The value of aquatic exports in the first 4 months was calculated at nearly $1.97 billion, rising 6.3% from the same period last year. The US, Japan, China, and the Republic of Korea remained Vietnam's largest seafood markets, accounting for 51.47% of the market share.
The capital city of Hanoi earned around $3.4 billion from exports in the first 4 months of 2016, marking a modest year-on-year increase of 0.2%. According to the Municipal Statistics Office, in April alone, the city's exports were estimated at $852 million, down 1% month-on-month and 4% year-on-year. Products recording high export growth in the review period included garments, up 23%, and vehicles and tools, up 21%. Items witnessing export decline were farm produce, down 19.5%, and computer components and peripheral equipment, down 20%. Meanwhile, the city imported an estimated $1.75 billion worth of goods in April, surging 2.3% against the previous month, but decreasing 13% against last year's corresponding period. The latest addition has brought the city's import turnover in the 4 months to $7.33 billion, down 5.1% year-on-year. From January to April, the import of most products tended to decline compared to the same period last year, such as chemicals, plastics, and fertilizer. The city's total revenue from the retail trade and services saw a yearly increase of 9.7% to reach nearly $7.61 billion in April. In the 4 months, the retail sale of goods and services topped $30.3 billion, 9.7% higher than the same period last year, of which the state-owned sector recorded a retail sales growth of 7.6%, while the non-state-owned and foreign sectors witnessed rises of 11% and 10% respectively. As many as 10,954 enterprises were established in April with total registered capital of $2.7 billion. More details in the following report.
According to the China Statistics Office, the number of newly established businesses increased by 19.2% year-on-year, while registered capital jumped by 21.3% against the same period last year. In the first 4 months of this year, 34,721 new enterprises were established, with total capital of nearly $10.8 billion. Year-on-year rises of 22.9% and 52.8% respectively. Each new company had an average investment of $308,000, up 24.2% over the same period last year. The new firms are expected to employ 427,200 people. A total of $34.8 billion was added to the country's economy. The office reported that 25,135 enterprises stopped operation during the review period. Meanwhile, 11,331 enterprises resumed operation.
When referring to wooden counterpanels, insiders first think of painter Chen Nguyen, since he has devoted over 45 years to and reaped great successes in this specialized art form. Now join our reporter to see how he makes unique paintings. Carving in relief on wooden panels could be described almost as a graphic painting. The complicated technique and delicate finish in this type of artistic creation requires the artist to have the skills of both painting and sculpture. Carvings by Nguyen feature traditional characteristics which are demonstrated throughout his works, with themes featuring the Vietnamese land, people and culture.
Painter Nguyen has been continuously pursuing his craft of carving in relief on wooden panels since the 1970s. I really admire his ability, vividly shown in his large catalogue of works, as well as his great passion for the rough work for practice.
This small room is his private space to work on his many crafts. Each has its own story of Vietnamese nature and people. There are many modern technologies to make the work more conveniently, but the painter is absolutely loyal to the traditional way of carving, only through which he believes the artist's creativeness can be exposed.
I always bear in mind that the job goes with me throughout my life. It also pays off, so I am confident with my choice.
Carvings by Dan are as simple as in nature. Having received a number of awards for his works, he is still modest in his thinking, saying that he only pursues this work just because of his fate.
Many people can do good jobs in lacquer or oil paintings, but I can't because those are not my forte.
The number of people pursuing graphic painting is small, and the number of those creating wooden carvings is even smaller. It requires the artist's patience, hard work, and a great passion for the job.
The work process is quite long, so it is difficult for the artist to maintain the love for a piece from the beginning to the end. At the age of 75, I am still glad to work on it, through which I can convey my affection and perception about the surrounding world.
Given the ever-developing society, the artist has to struggle to protect himself from being swept away and resist new styles of painting. Hopefully, a new generation of wood panel artists would continue the tradition to not only stop this art form from falling into oblivion, but actually to thrive into the future. And that has wrapped up our news bulletin. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye for now.